Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rock.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selena, I'm from Tavenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
In the news tonight, COP23 delegates accorded traditional welcome. Campaign malpractice to be investigated. And 5% pay rise for FSC workers.
From the studios of FBC Suba, Amrita Sagar.
COP23 President and Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama and his delegates were today traditionally welcomed by the Ministry of Itoke Affairs in the three confederacies of Kumbuna, Burimasanga and Tovata. Bainimarama says he will never forget Fiji hosting COP23 in Bonn, Germany. He says the COP23 was a successful meeting and this was made possible through their long preparation prior to the summit. Bainimarama adds they now have a huge task ahead of them before COP24.
At a point, I was double-minded about the huge task ahead of me, but what encouraged me was when I saw the impacts of climate change in our people and the Pacific Islands.
Fijians can expect infrastructure and beneficial programs to roll out next year. Minister responsible for climate change, Ayaz Said Qayyum, says this is after all the agreements and initiatives launched at the COP23 in Bonn, Germany. Anna Ravula reports.
Relationships were developed in Bonn and they will greatly benefit Fijians and other small island developing states.
The Regional Pacific NDC hub will be based in Suva in Fiji and will provide expertise for developing regional solutions to mitigate global warming and enhance efforts by Pacific Islands to adapt to climate change.
He says having the hub based in Fiji will help the country's economy.
It means more people will travel to Fiji, more experts will come to Fiji. They will use our services. It will be a huge input into the economy to be able to then use that relationship to be able to assist the other Pacific Island countries.
Fijians will also benefit from the health initiative for the vulnerable agreed to in Bonn.
It's a special initiative to protect people living in small island developing states from the health impacts of climate change.
Meanwhile, the Adaptation Fund was replenished with a total of $93.3 million, exceeding this year's funding target by $13 million. Anna Rovulo, FBC News.
Fijian Elections Office has provided its first update to international communities and regional organizations based in the country on the progress of the 2018 general election preparations. Supervisor Mohammed Saneem says this is critical to ensure that international and regional partners are well informed of the electoral process. Akosita Tale has more.
A team from the Elections Office met with around 60 people from the international community yesterday. The Fijian Elections Office says they are on par and will be ready by April, a standby date for elections.
We have identified all the venues that are going to have elections in them for the entire country and demarcated them into polling day and pre-poll. We have got our logistics plan organized, and by March next year we should be able to give you more detailed itineraries for various locations.
Mohammed Saneem says the awareness drive will begin next year. Compared to 2014, no one in the country knows when the elections will be held. However, Saneem says they're ready.
In a situation like Fiji, it is a best practice for the election management body to be ready and on standby mode and to be able to effectively conduct the election on the very first day the election can be held. So that in that regard, our preparation plans are to be ready by 1st of April.
Saneem says the FEO will ensure the country is ready as well once a date is confirmed at the beginning of the read period. Akosita Tali, FBC News.
Meanwhile, the Elections Office has forwarded 4 complaints of campaign malpractice to the FICAC for investigation. This was confirmed by Election Supervisor Mohammed Saneem, saying these were some of the campaign materials they came across. He adds, apart from reports forwarded to FICAC, some are already before the court, while others are currently under investigation. Political parties, nominees of political parties, their workers, as well as prospective candidates are advised to adhere to the Electoral Act, the Political Parties Act and the Code of Conduct. It's expected that political parties, their nominees and workers will intensify their messages in the coming months to garner support from voters.
As we enter into Christmas mode, it does not affect the morale of Fijians as political campaigns may intensify. However, it is also a good time for Fijians to note that if the campaigns are not in compliance with the laws, they can feel free to report it to us or to FICAC or to police.
An 11-year-old Lautoka student has died at the scene after being hit by a vehicle driven by a 37-year-old man. The accident occurred along the Queen's Road in Nalovo, Nandi after 5 p.m. yesterday. It is alleged the victim was returning from a picnic with his classmates when he asked to stop so he could get something from a relative's home. While crossing the road, he was hit by the vehicle. The suspect remains in custody. The road that toll currently stands at 60 compared to 50 for the same period last year. Well, great news for viewers around the country as Fiji Broadcasting Corporation's third free-to-air channel, FBC2, is being launched tonight on the Walesi platform. We now join our reporter, Felipe Naikaso, who is at the launch in Lautoka.
Yes, thank you very much, Amrita. And as you mentioned, we're here at the launching of FBC2. And to talk a bit more about that, we got the operations TV manager here with us. So if you could just tell us a bit more, FBC has finally launched its third channel today. Was it difficult to get to this stage?
Yeah, it's been an exciting journey. I remember 6 years ago we had launched FBC TV, and here we are today launching our third channel, which is called FBC2. This is a public service broadcast channel, and we had some challenges trying to get the appropriate programming for this channel. However, we succeeded. Basically, we have some overseas partners and channels that assisted us in putting this programming together. And some of the exciting programming that's coming up is programs from Australia, plus TVNZ. So there's some radio television stuff from Russia television, basically, and there's other programming from the other parts of the world as well.
So basically, this is different from the other two channels that's already playing, or what would viewers expect?
Well, the other channel is more of a general entertainment channel, whereas this one, as the name suggests, it's a public service broadcast channel. So it has programming more focused on national development and agriculture and those sort of things.
You've launched the third channel today. What's next? Any plans ahead for FBC TV?
Yeah, definitely. There's a lot of things that's been happening at FBC. As for the channel, we will be launching a lot more programming on it. So the viewers can expect better programming and some more exciting stuff that's coming up soon.
Thank you very much. Amrita.
Thank you, Felipe. Still to come. Man jailed for 12 years for raping neighbor. And Red Cross National Appeal launched. Stay with us.
Moala rana vika o tikongona taunu singatoka ando talisaka na wakaronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Ya dora subuli kurna bili. Ibora ni batukara hambara binaranga. Do talitakina na waronga ng Bula FM number 2 na serre. Bula.
Bula FM number 2 na serre.
Fiji Sugar Corporation employees will be receiving a 5% wage increase as a cost of living adjustment, which will be effective from December 1st. The increase, which was approved at the company's board meeting yesterday, will benefit a total of 1,928 employees across FSC's 4 mills. Maggie Boyle reports.
The FSC employees last received a wage increase, also of 5%, in 2014.
It's been a long time since they've had an increase, and we believe they need it to address cost of living, and we look forward now to taking this to a performance-based system where we will reward performance going forward. But I think for now it'll be a happier Christmas this year than it would otherwise have been without this increase. So we hope our staff appreciate it and will continue to give us the commitment that they've shown today.
From next year onwards, wage increases will be performance-based. All senior and executive management are excluded from this increase, and their remuneration remains unchanged. The FSC has gone through a restructure and in the process will be realizing some savings across the organization, which will relieve funding for this increase. Meanwhile, it was a mixed performance for the company in its financial year.
Generally a much smoother season, and I think the consensus view from all farmers and mill workers and everybody is that this year was less about worrying about criticism and problems and more about focusing on how we get better. So I really think that set the tone going forward.
The FSC CEO says sugar production increased by 29% this year and the TCTS improved by 9%. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A 29-year-old Nosori technician has been sentenced to 12 years imprisonment by High Court Judge Justice Vincent Pereira. The man was found guilty of 1 count of rape and 1 count of indecent assault. Sentencing the father of 2, Justice Vincent Pereira said the victim was 15 years old and they were neighbors at the time of the offense. He said there was a breach of trust and the man exploited the victim's vulnerability. The judge yesterday concurred with the 3 assessors' opinion and convicted the man. The man had committed the offense in February last year and 2 months later he indecently assaulted her. His name is being withheld to protect the victim of his sexual assault. He will be eligible for parole after 10 years. The Red Cross Society begins its annual national appeal tomorrow. Acting Director General Esero Malendua says this year's appeal is crucial to the anticipated development and work of the society in 2018. The Fiji Red Cross Society collected about $15,000 during their annual national appeal last year. The week-long appeal begins tomorrow in all of its 16 branches and will include most communities.
So our volunteers will be on the streets in front of shops as well, shaking tins, and all the money that will be collected from this appeal will go towards supporting the daily operations of the society.
Suva's Grand Pacific Hotel has started a new tradition to mark the beginning of the Christmas season. The inaugural Christmas tree lighting ceremony will be held at the hotel lobby this hour, with 3 choir groups to sing traditional Christmas carols at the iconic venue. The experience is one to remember, as the entire lobby space will be recreated just as it was in the early 1900s. The highlight of the night will be the lighting of the 22-feet Christmas tree at dusk. We now cross live to Akosita Tale, who's at the venue.
Good evening, Amrita. Yes, what better way to end the week with the Christmas carols and seeing the Christmas tree light up. More than 100 guests are here to witness a soon-to-be end-of-the-year tradition, and the main reason behind this is to collect gifts under the Christmas tree and gift it to our children at St. Christopher's Home in Akasi. Now, to cut the story short, here with me is the GPH General Manager. Good evening, Mr. Peter G. Thank you for joining FBC News. So there will definitely be smiles with the children at St. Christopher's this Christmas.
Very definitely, not just with the children but throughout Suva. You know, this is very important. GPH has been part of Suva for over 100 years, and what we're doing tonight is starting a new tradition, and I think how lucky we're to be right here, something that's going to go on for a long time. GPH has always been a part of this community, but we also want to give back to the community. So tonight we're fortunate to have these guests here. There'll be money will be donated through to St. Christopher's tonight. But more interestingly, going forward in the weeks leading up to Christmas, we're opening up GPH. We're arranging for church choir groups to come along in the evening to sing carols, just like tonight, but for the people of Suva, for the children of Suva. And what we're doing is we're inviting people to come along to leave a gift under the tree. A gift for the boys, a gift for the girls, and I think this is so much of what we're a part of. And as I said, we want to establish this as a tradition where people will look forward to the start of the festive season that starts here in Suva and indeed in Fiji at GPH. And it's the right thing to do. It's something we're proud to do. And you know, the feeling tonight is wonderful. You know, we're so fortunate to have Archbishop of Polynesia to bless the evening. As you can see, everyone's enjoying it. But this is really a month of celebration for a special time of the year.
Thank you, Mr. Peter G. Now, the Christmas tree will be lit at around 7:30, and the blessing will be conducted by the Archbishop, His Grace, the Archbishop of Polynesia. Amrita.
Thank you, Akasita. Ahead in sports with Melly, John Stewart ready to make a comeback. But up next is Anna with business.
In business tonight, fashion show to begin tomorrow and in growing Fiji. Vatulele District School gets new surroundings for children.
I'm under a sort of of Nayabu whenever I want to tune in to listen to great music, I always tune in to my favorite radio station, Gold FM, only the classic.
My name is Lita. We love listening to Gold FM here at the Fiji Hideaway Resort and Spa. Gold FM, only the classic hits.
We here at Tano Waterfront Lautoka love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Leading business tonight with a fashion course like no other, renowned designer Hafil Hoda will tomorrow launch a trust aimed at buying a ship to service Rotumo Island. Putting touches for the show at the Suvas Grand Pacific Hotel, Hoda says accessibility to the island has stunted any serious economic growth. There are also fears the Rotuman culture and heritage are being forgotten by the younger generation. Hoda is teaming up with other well-known designers for an evening of high fashion, Rotuman culture and celebrating local delicacies like whakei and taroro.
And our second objective looks at culture and heritage. And, you know, apart from Rotuma Day, which is only one day, there's actually no other, museum has very little of it, or we don't have any platform where we can showcase our work.
Paradise Beverages Limited has appointed Andrew Warren as a director. Warren started with Coca-Cola Amatil in 2009 and is the Chief Risk Officer responsible for the group's risk management framework. Warren has extensive risk management experience in the fast property, financial and fast-moving consumer goods industries. He holds qualifications in accounting and a master's degree in management. We now join Sharon from HFC Bank with the latest from the money market.
Thank you. Let's have a quick overview of the market today. In an early morning release, the minutes of the European Central Bank October meeting didn't reveal anything new. But there is a general trend of euro positive sentiments going through the markets, and that is keeping the euro firmly supported. New Zealand released its October trade balance data. Their trade deficit narrowed as dairy and lamb shipments boosted exports, despite imports hitting a record high. Looking at the stock markets, generally equities markets were fairly quiet amid light trading. The global backdrop was mostly weaker, with Chinese stocks dropping sharply and European stocks mainly sluggish. US stocks futures didn't make much headway on Thursday. Traders steered away from making any big trading bets and instead focused on Thanksgiving Day feasting. Globally, the markets were fairly static. However, the Nasdaq 100 dipped by 3.50 points. And that's all for this week. Vinaka.
Thanks, Sharon. Looking at today's current exchange rates set each morning for the Fijian dollar. Our dollar was up against the US dollar, the PNG Kina and the Japanese yen, and down slightly against other currencies we follow. As for the commodities market, oil prices rose to $58.37 a barrel, gold rose closing at $1,291 per ounce, and silver surged up to $7 to $17.09 an ounce. Students of Vatulele District School will now be able to enjoy meals and lunches in new surroundings. This follows the official opening of their new dining hall and kitchen by Commissioner Western Manasa Tangidakimbao. The new facilities, built at a cost of over $170,000, were funded by the Office of the Prime Minister through the Small Grant Scheme. The Vatulele District School, located in Ekumba Village, is the only primary school in the island for students from the 4 villages of Mbowanga, Lomanikaya, Taunovo and Ekumbu.
Will ease the burden on school management in trying to build a new dining hall and facilities for the students. This will ease the minds of our parents knowing that their children now have this new facility to use. Now the school management, teachers and parents can focus towards ensuring that our students get the quality education and attention they deserve.
That's business this evening. Sports is up with Melly.
Thanks, Anna. Good evening. Up ahead in sports. Former Bati players bet Fiji's win. And beach volleyball aims high ahead of the mini-games. This and more coming up.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकु रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ। मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1। इट्स सो हॉट।
हम लोग बार टाउन के केरिया ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट।
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेफरी से मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं। मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट। आई लव मिर्ची एफएम।
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे।
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट।
Former Fiji Bati player Chone Wesele believes the players will storm the Kangaroos with their attack and bruising defense in tonight's Rugby League World Cup semi-final. The Lao man knows exactly what it is like to be up against world's #1 rugby league team, as he recalls his last World Cup against the Kangaroos. Luciani Tangdakembao reports.
Chone Wesele donned the Fiji Bati jersey 8 years ago, but says the memory of the crucial clash against the Kangaroos is still fresh.
I would like to acknowledge all their faith in God, in what they believe in, and they never deny that after the game against New Zealand. And it's an honor to be part of them, to be a brother, an older brother, I would say.
Wesele is confident the Bati will overcome all odds in tonight's match.
The Fiji Airways national sevens team has thrown its full support behind the Vodafone Fiji Mbati ahead of the Rugby League World Cup semi-final clash against the Kangaroos. The coaches and players believe there is nothing impossible about creating history. Vasnil Prasad reports.
Before leaving our shows earlier this week, the Fiji Sevens heroes wished the Mbatis well for the David and Goliath battle against the Kangaroos. Coach Gareth Beba says the Batis' achievement is an inspiration to the players.
All in it together, we all want Fiji to do well, and mad sports lovers as well, and we want the Bati to do a job for Fiji.
These players will be home away from home, but
looking forward to their game this Friday, and all the best to the Bati boys, and especially one player I'm really impressed is with his kick.
They are just human beings, and we're just human beings, and I want to wish them very good luck in the game.
We played Australia in the semi-final, and our well wishes to them. Good luck on the semi-final.
Fiji Sevens is surely the heart of sports in Fiji, and their achievement have been remarkable.
Fijian row captain John Stewart has turned his focus on the Fiji Airways national sevens team, now in the final stages of preparation for the opening round of the World Rugby Sevens Series in Dubai. Vasnil Prasad reports Stewart has turned to sevens rugby with a lot of experience.
After a successful outing with the Fijian Drua side in the National Rugby Championship, John Stewart is ready to make an impact in sevens.
It's been interesting and enjoyable, and to be honest, without the help, the support of my wife and daughter, I wouldn't be where I am today.
It has been a struggle for these players who have been trying to get into the Fiji Sevens side for the World Rugby Series.
For us, for sevens, it's a team player. It's not about individual. So, as for us sevens boys that are going now to Dubai, we put the team first and individually second.
Returning after 5 years, Stewart did not fail to impress coach Gareth Beba.
But some of John's capabilities and the skill level that he has got, but more so the mentality, the tough mentality that he has to lead a group of players.
Veteran forward Chasaver Malua says these players are aware of the tough task ahead.
Coach believe in us. These are the team that have been announced that will take us to the Dubai Sevens.
Fiji takes on Russia in its opening match at 7:06 p.m. next Friday in Dubai. Vashnil Prasad, FBC Sports.
Fiji Airways Flying Fijians giant wingers Nemani Nandolo and Joshua Tuisova will play together for the first time with the national team on Sunday. Coach John McKee has made 6 changes to his starting lineup for the final autumn tour test in France. Halfback Frank Lomani, prop Kalibate Tawaki and Clermont forward Pedeliato have been named to face Canada. Meanwhile, Flying Fijians coach John McKee says he is looking forward to seeing Nemani Nandolo and Joshua Tuisova playing alongside each other for the first time. He says they and other player will provide the firepower when they play Canada on Sunday.
Out wide on the wingers, we'll be, really working hard to give those players opportunities in the wide channels of the Guns run tomorrow, and then get ready for the game.
The Fiji Beach volleyball team will not let the lack of training facilities and financial setbacks stop them from winning a gold medal at the Pacific Mini Games in Vanuatu next month. The team fully understands winning a gold will mean automatic qualification for the Commonwealth Games next year. Eroni Tuinuk reports.
These players had to go through a lot of hardships while preparing for the Pacific Mini Games.
Because our court over here, it's a little bit saying it's not good for a fine sand. That's why we're taking down to the Pacific Harbor.
Key player Gilu Elliott has much to prove after bowing out in the finals of the Oceania Games earlier this year.
Oceania in Wailoalo Beach. This time we were just trying hard to qualify for Commonwealth Games.
Team management and officials say they have faith in the players.
And to come back with the most gold medals. So we are certainly determined to achieve that, trusting that everything has gone well with the preparations, with the individual teams and with the athletes.
The beach volleyball team has high hopes of winning in Vanuatu. The team leaves the country next week. Eroni Tuinuku, FBC Sports.
The Raka Sevens eliminations have been underway all day at Suva's ANZ Stadium. Earlier today, 64 teams started as future hopeful Sevens players squared off for the honors. They all hoping to make it to the Raka final. When it all wraps up later this evening, 32 teams will be eliminated. The second phase of eliminations take place tomorrow and will be followed by the Cup final. That's it from sports tonight. Join Angie later on weather. And in the world of the weird and the wonderful, Chinese bicycle sharing giants are still trying to make money. That's right after the break.
Bula, kera mai singa toka, kera ndo tali taka na varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kombinasyon mo tikola ndo tali taka na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tali, nagurara may naomani, nandunga. Gitu tali tagi yang gitu penesibale menguntur rongo, barong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti na bonga ni BNN.
In new media, the 10-inch Chromebook can access the Google Play Store in beta. And it's time for weather with Angie. Hello to you and to the incredible weekend. It's Friday and the weather spared us. Instead of rainy spells, we had a cool and calm day with cloudy skies. Looking in the west, a bit hot with clear spells. Must have been a great time for school breakup party. Eastwards from Peck Harbour to Suva, a cool day with winds blowing by. And up north, a very hot one too with grey clouds on this side. At sea, southeast winds 20 to 25 knots with rough seas. And for the tides, high tide tonight will be at 11:28 with low tide tomorrow morning at 5:51. See the beauty of sunrise at 6:21. For tomorrow, such an awesome day to do what you love. Yes, the weather is looking good. Too good to not do anything. Tomorrow's temps, the western side will be scorchy with highs of 31 degrees. And looking further on to Sunday, a clear day with few light showers. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. I'm Rita. Thank you, Angie. I'm looking forward to that incredible weekend.
And on Fijian Pulse today, we asked Fiji, can our Fiji Mbati make it to the Rugby League World Cup finals?
The place, because some majority of them are playing overseas, and I think they can beat Australia.
With God, everything is possible, and I believe that they can reach the final.
Yes, they can win the game tonight. We support the Fiji Mbati. Yes, they can beat Kangaroo.
Yes, for sure, they can win this semi-final because God is with them. Everything is possible. Go, Mbati, go.
My heart says yes, but my mind says it's going to be very difficult. But, my hopes and aspirations are that we beat the Australian team and we create history. But go Fiji Mbati, we're proud of you boys.
Yes, I can. They obviously can. Go Fiji Mbati and go Jared Hayne.
Of course, 100%. We are 100% behind the team. The whole of the nation is behind the team.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, bike sharing initially boomed in China, but now the industry is crowded, disorganized and facing regulation. Recapping the main stories, COP23 delegates accorded traditional welcome, campaign malpractice to be investigated, and 5% pay rise for FSC workers. Now for these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station, Gold FM. To our poll question: are you impressed with the commitment shown by countries post-COP23? Visit our FBC website to answer. And before we go, our shot of the day comes from Zainal Sharif. The shot was taken earlier this week in Waindamu Park in Nosuri. The image displays the mixed weather we have been experiencing lately that caused flooding in low-lying areas. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News, or you can also follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply #FBC News. And that was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, have a safe evening. Bye for now.
Bula, kera mai singatoka, kera ndo talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and domoy viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kuminasong butukola ndo talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina domoy viti.
Kaya kuyazo sila tale, nagurara may nawamanyi, nandunga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabale, naguturongo. Barong na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 nandomoy viti na bonga ni BNN.